How is everyone doing? I know the weather is a little bit rainy now, but thank you so much for taking the time from your busy schedule to come to attend our campaign office grand opening ceremony. As you have seen, I have mentioned this to you before, I do not invite any VIP. But all of you are my special guests. Welcome. First of all, I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Your support and the trust you place on me to represent you in the Queen's Park. It's my honor and privilege to represent you in Queen's Park in the past 4 years. Thank you, Jack. I am very proud to be a member of this government. You know why? Because this government achieved so much during the first term. From the endless achievement, I would like to start out with the most exciting one: strong economy. Because if someone tells you they are going to invest the health care, the education, the infrastructure without strong economy, it's just a joke. It's nothing but just an empty promise. Because only with strong economy, they can produce the revenue tax that we can invest into the vital public service that we need. And I'm very happy to tell you, since our government took office in 2018, we have created over 500,000 new jobs. It's not fraud. It's a huge. Yeah. Why this number is so important? Because 500,000 people before they relied on EI or social assistance. That is the burden of your shoulder. But now, they are like you and me. They can bring paycheck every 2 weeks to home, to pay the mortgage, to pay the rent, to pay the bill, to pay the gasoline, to support the families and bring the food onto the table. And in the most of the importantly, they can also pay the Ontario revenue tax. And that is why our revenue increased from $156 billion in 2018 to anticipate $175.7 billion this year. That is a huge. Thank you. Now, let's move to the electric vehicle, EV industry. 4 years ago, under the former Liberal government, the auto sector was on severe decline. We lost 300,000 jobs. It is bad. So since we took the office in 2018, Premier Ford said, we have to reduce the cost of doing business. So under Premier Ford's Driving Prosperity Initiative, we have attracted 4 biggest auto manufacturers to invest over $15 billion in Ontario to modify the production line to produce electric vehicles and to manufacture batteries. Their commitment to investment is a vote of confidence in our business environment. our push to build EV industry represents a huge turnaround in our auto sector. So Ontario, we have become the #1 electric vehicle manufacturing jurisdiction in North America. Thank you. And now I would like to talk about the infrastructure. As I just mentioned earlier, the experts said because the Great Rock and traffic jam in Ontario, in Toronto, we lost billions and billions of dollars in our economy. Lack of infrastructure has taken a heavy toll to the Ontario economy. That is why our government has made the biggest investment in Ontario history to build the transit. We invested $28.5 billion to build a 4th subway. 3 weeks ago, I went to Ontario Place with Premier Ford. We made an announcement for the ground suffering for Ontario 9 subway. So Ontario 9 Scarborough Extension, Eglinton Crosstown to Airport subway extension, and also our Young subway extension to Richmond Hill and Markham are being built or they will construct next year. That is not just the Ontario history. That is the record of Canada and in North America. And more importantly, everyone knows the simple subway 9. Okay, we are finished in Dormir Station. I have started working very hard since last campaign. And I'm very happy to tell you, on Thursday, when Minister of Finance, when he delivered the 2022 Ontario budget in the legislature, he said, we will connect the Simple 9 to the Scarborough Extension 9 and Macau Station in the future. So this demonstrates our government's commitment to get things done. I'm so happy, and all of us must be happy. Thank you. We know health is most important for all Ontarians. That is why our government has increased investment for the healthcare from $58 billion in 2010 to $77 billion this year. So over 30% increase. So in the future, if anyone tell you that Premier Ford's government cutting healthcare, ask him to go to find a math teacher. That is wrong. Yeah. We also invested over $30 billion to build a new hospital across Ontario. Ontario has been receiving a long time for the whole health care. We have to end it, and end it soon. And we are getting it done. So I'm happy to tell you, our community hospital, the North Shore General Hospital, has also received the funding. They are going to expand. They are going to build a new care tower. You know the parking lot now, they are going to move the parking lot to the basement and build a new tower care there. So these features including a brand new emergency department, 110 inpatient beds, and also operating rooms. And this will be expected to be finished in 2029. I'm so excited. Thank you. That is exciting whole new our community. And not just that, our North Shore General Hospital also get approved for build a brand new long-term care home, features 384 new long-term care beds. That's another excited project. the CEO and president of North York General Hospital said, this is the biggest investment and expense ever since the hospital opened over 50 years ago. And also, the chair of the North York General Hospital said, this is the new chapter of the hospital. I'm so happy because we are preparing the healthcare and long-term care to confront the challenges that lie ahead. That we promise to enter the whole world healthcare. That's what we promised. And now, let me also tell you what I have done in Queen's Park in the last 4 years. I have introduced 3 private members' bills. The first private members' bill is Bill 163, Food Day Ontario. Food Day Ontario is defined a day in every Saturday of the 7th day in August. And on this day, we will encourage all Ontarians, restaurants, hotels to purchase Ontario local grown food. So Ontario local grown food is healthy and is nutritious. And then we will help to promote Ontario farmers and Ontario agricultural industry. And this is also going to reduce the food miles and emissions from the transportation. So my second bill is an act to proclaim September as a recovery month. So Bill 250 will raise the awareness for the people who facing the mental health and addiction challenges to come out from the shadow and stigma, to look for help and treatment. And we also encourage the people who suffer from mental health and addiction, but they are very brave to come out to get a treatment and recover, to share their successful story. So we want to give the hand to help the people who are suffering from mental health and addiction. And my third private members' bill is an act to proclaim May as Anti-Asian Racism Education Month. And I'm very proud to tell you, today is the first day, this May is the first month since this bill become the law. Okay, because we know the systematic racism is still existing in Canada. And anti-Asian racism, the racism against Asian community has rapidly increasing during the pandemic. So while we celebrate, we know May is the Asian Heritage Month. So while we celebrate Asian heritage, we want to remember and continue to fight any kind of racism, because the racism hit us all. Okay, the inclusiveness is our core value. So if we work together and say no to racism, we will eliminate the racism. And I believe the education is the best way to eliminate the racism. Thank you. So I would also like to take this opportunity to thank you so much for my incredible staff, for my constituents office, and all volunteers during the past 4 years. Because your hard work and efforts, we have done so much to serve this community, especially during the pandemic. We update all the pandemic information, including testing, vaccination, and public health measures, and the QR code, rapid testing. We update all the information to the residents of this community. We also help the residents to book their vaccination appointment and drive them to the vaccination site. And since we introduced the vaccination passport, we print 5,000 passport QR code for the resident. We print for them. We make a shrinkage the size for the water side and they laminate for them. And the residents are so happy. So thank you so much for all the staff volunteers that for your effort and hard work. And you know, at the beginning of the pandemic, we know everywhere is the shortage of the PPE. And we organized and delivered the mask and the hand sanitizer to the residents. And they are so happy. Thank you so much for all the incredible staff and volunteers. Thank you for your hard work. Time is flying, and now is again the time for you to choose. To choose a government that can continue to lead us getting Ontario moving forward and continue to drive the prosperity, developing economic, create jobs, and build infrastructure what we need. Or choose a government that will bring you backward to the skyrocketing hydro bill, skyrocketing debt, losing job, and corruption. It is the election time. The Premier will announce the election drop in this Wednesday. So it's also the time for promise. And as you know, Liberals are handing up all kinds of nice handies. They promise to investment into the healthcare, into the education, create jobs, and lower the costing of living. But let me tell you, if they can do any of this, they will have done it already in the past 15 years, their government time. Am I right?
Yes!
Thank you so much again for your support and for your trust. Okay, so the weather is running now. We're almost here. So we have prepared some finger food lunch. So enjoy the day and enjoy the finger food. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. And I just want to, because many of you are asking, what is today, what we're doing. So if you can volunteer by putting on door hangers or by getting out to vote, or even putting up signs, because our volunteers did knock on doors and getting a lot of sign locations. If you live in a riding and if you can come and help to put up the signs, that would be fantastic. Please register over there. It's the volunteer registration form. Choose the date that you can come and help. And also that the food is in 462 at 非凡教育中心 Extraordinary Education Center. Please head in there, and we have some food prepared by the wonderful volunteers. Thank you so much for coming again, and any of the help would be fantastic and I appreciate it.